In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out GravityView. So what this solution is going to do is take Gravity Forms data and display it on the front end of a website. You can build all kinds of different apps with that data. This is by the Gravity Kit team over at gravitykit.com, and they are a partner of InfluenceWP. If you want to go to the InfluenceWP/deals page and grab their exclusive discount for our members. Quick bit of housekeeping before we look at the website here further and then look at the solution itself. First look videos cover products and services we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users experience their product or service. They show potential users and customers our initial experience with the product or service and anything else that we would like to share. These videos are unedited. We simply click record and publish. These videos are not official tutorials, although they may contain tutorial aspects. They contain no affiliate links, and we are not sponsored or paid to create these videos. If you would like videos like this or other types of videos created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and sign up or request your free lifetime partner membership. Alrighty, my other screen here, I am logged into my Gravity Kit account in case I need something special while logged in. We are looking at on this screen at the Gravity Kit website, and we're just going to dive right down into the footer, which is what I typically like to do, and just see what we see here. So we've got, looks like a link to their team, which I always like to pull up if that's available. Looks like they've got another page where they talk about their values. I'm going to assume that's really good stuff in there. They have an affiliate program if that's something that you're interested in. And it looks like they've got some coupons. We'll check that out. Support, contact, documentation, all the usual navigation characters, if you will. And it looks like you can follow them on Mastodon, X, Twitter. They've got an academy. They're on Facebook and have a Facebook group. And they are a certified Gravity Forms partner. Okay, let's check out some of these links. So here's the Gravity Kit team. I've seen Zach Katz all over the place. Yeah, he's all over the place. He's on a podcast that I like to listen to, WP Product Talk. I'm trying to see if I know anybody else here. Casey Burridge is who I speak to all the time, and as part of the partnership. Great gentleman. And okay, cool. So that's the team, and always good to put faces with names. So really, really good to see that. And then they've got some coupons here. So it looks like you can join their mailing list, but they don't actually provide any coupons or promotions here. Okay. Well, they have a coupon on InfluenceWP, so go check that one out. All right, so what we're going to do in this video, I have full disclosure, I have never used Gravity Forms in my entire agency career, and it's not because Gravity Forms is not absolutely amazing from everything that I've ever heard. I have no doubt that it's amazing. It's just when you get using other forms plugins and you're happy with them, you know them inside and out. It's kind of like with anything else. You know, there's just no need to look elsewhere. If Gravity Forms was like the very first Forms plugin I ever stumbled upon in my agency, I would be with it today. I'm 99% sure. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But this is all about Gravity Kit and more specifically GravityView. This is not specifically about Gravity Forms. So let's go ahead and dive in and try something here. So with the knowledge that I've never used Gravity Forms, which is required here for what we're going to do, I'm going to try to replicate just a very small portion of one of their demos. And because I build directories for a living, I'm kind of curious to see how they built a business directory with this. So because this is a first look video, it's my first look at Gravity Forms, my first look at GravityView. And we're just going to spend a very little amount of time trying to replicate a portion of what they've already done in one of their demos. Okay. So people can see how the onboarding process works, and, potential new users and potential new customers, right? Okay. So in the dashboard here, I've got a sandbox, just a test site with the default latest version of WordPress and then the default WordPress 2025 theme. And I've got Gravity Forms installed. I do not have it licensed up. I should actually log into that account as well. So let me do that real quick over here. And then I've got GravityView installed. I've not, again, not licensed either of these up. So we're going to see the whole entire process. Bear with me with 1 second here. Okay, so I'm logged into that account as well, so I can grab the key. Okay, so the first thing, let's get, since it relies on Gravity Forms, let's get Gravity Forms where it needs to be. So I'm going to register it. Okay, so they've got like their own onboarding wizard thing going on here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over to my other screen and license this up. Okay, so I've got my key in there, and I'm going to actually move this over there. Okay, so I've got my key in there, and looks like we can set automatic updates if we want to do that. If it was like my actual site or a client site in the real world, I would probably turn that off. That's just me. I like to have a little bit more control over updates. You can select your currency here. If this is your client website, they say you can hide your license information. So I'm going to go ahead and just click next. Personalize your Gravity Form experience. Can I just skip this for now? Yes. Okay. Help make Gravity Forms better. Just for testing purposes, I'm going to say no here. Okay. Create your first form. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So real quick, what I want to try to do is, let's go back over here to the website. So we're going to go into products and then GravityView. And then I'm going to come down here. I clicked on see all the demos. And then I was going to try to replicate this part, just part of this. So try to replicate this business directory. And then they've got a guide here on how to do it, which I just briefly looked at. So I'm going to bring that over to my other screen, close some of this down. So what I'm going to do is just try to reference that on my other screen and see if we can do this without bogging down this video too much. So right off the bat, we need to, okay, it talks about what is a business directory, getting started with GravityView. You need Gravity Forms. Okay. Okay. To create a new form in Gravity Forms. Okay. Okay. So maybe we'll just start from scratch. Call this business directory. Create a blank form. Okay, let's see here. After giving your form a name, we can start adding fields to it. Okay, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do a subset here, just like very simple stuff. So we're gonna do, so they say to add a business name field. So that would be a single line text field. Oops. So okay, let me see. I clicked one extra one there. Figure out how to get rid of a field. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we'll call this one business name. So I'm going to go over here on the right-hand side. Okay, so this is where I'm at over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to call this business name. And I'll go ahead and leave that as is. Actually, we'll make that required. Now, for the purposes of this video, we won't, but I would in real life make that required. Let's add another field. Let's do another single line text field. We're going to call this one business summary. And again, I'm just following their instructions on my other screen. And let's go ahead and save this form. Okay, so they show it on the front end. So let's go ahead and look at this on the front end. Okay, there's our form. We're not going to get into styling or anything like that. Just the very basics of how this process works. Okay, this is a simple form preview. The form may display differently when added to your page based. Yeah, see, because it depends on your theme. Like maybe you have a page builder or whatever. So that's why we're not going to get into all of that. All right, so that is our form at its very basic. Oh, oh. So they have, okay, look at this. So they've actually got a template. Okay, so let's go there. Download the free business. This is very smart. Okay, but I have to put in my email, which is not a big deal. They've already got my email. So let's go ahead and do that. Download now. Okay. When you click the download button, now you'll receive it containing all the form templates. Okay, so let's bring those down. I'm extracting those on my other screen, and that is now done. So I've got the templates. Now, how do we import a template? Are they going to give us instructions on how to do that? After creating our form. Okay. So let's see how we get this in here. Can we import from here? So I'm just trying to figure out if we can import, where we import a form. So maybe we go over to import export under Gravity Forms. Import forms. There we go. Okay. Import forms. Let's select our files. And I'm looking on my other screen for business directory. Is that in there? Business listing form. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and just import images just for the fun of it and see what's in case there's something in there. I don't think there is. Gravity Forms import. Okay. So the import of the form. Let's edit that form. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and preview this on the front end. Very cool. Okay, so we've done that. Creating a view to display Gravity Forms entries. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do an entry here. So let's do InfluenceWP for the business name. Industry, let's do tech. And then for the description, I'm just going to put a bunch of garbly gook in here. You get the idea. Okay, let's put the website in there. And then I think we're going to just stop there just to keep the video short enough. All right, so that is submitted. And let's see, can we see our entries? Let's go over to entries. Okay, we need to change our form. Actually, I'm going to delete that old form just to get that out of there. So this is business directory. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go back under entries. There we go. So if you've got multiple forms, it looks like they give you a drop down here. You can even do a search for your particular forms. So here's my entry right here. Super cool. Okay, so now what do we do? Creating a view to display Gravity Forms entries. To create a view, okay, so now it's GravityView time. Okay, so how do we do this? Let's go to GravityKit. Let me license this up just in case it unlocks something. Okay, that is done. And to create a new view, we'll hover over GravityKit in the WordPress sidebar and click New View. Okay. Actually, let's go to plugins real quick. Let's see if we have any updates. We don't, because I downloaded the latest version, so that's no surprise. Okay, let's go to New View, they say. So GravityKit and then New View. And then let's give it a name. Let's just call it IWP directory. And then select our form right there. Cool. And then I'm guessing we want a layout builder for this. Okay. Yeah. So they want this listing view. List view. Okay. Okay. So we've got, so basically now we need to build our layout. So we've got, it looks like a search bar by default. Some pagination is in here, some page links, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's see here. After selecting view type, we can start constructing our directory using GravityView's drag and drop builder, configuring the multiple entries layout. Multiple entries layout is the main directory page where all your listings will show up one after the other. Okay. Let's go ahead and just see what we have without doing anything else. Publish. Okay. How do we see? Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out how we display this now. Maybe we go to okay. I think that was it, but I just haven't done anything with it. So let's go back up here and see. If you've never used this before, you can see it can be a bit daunting. Layout builder, display items in a customizable row and column. That's how I'm typically used to building. Maybe we just switch things up a bit here. So what you have here is the multiple, by this default tab is the multiple entry. So this is going to display all of the listings on that. That's the design for that page. And this is like the single entry layout. Okay. So if this is my entry, can I view this on the front end? That's the form. Preview. Nope, that's the form. So this is the back end. How do we actually see the entry on the front? Okay, so I guess that's it. I mean, that's what GravityView is doing, right? Is that's what's allowing us to show the stuff on the front end. How do we do that? This is the view. Okay, how do we see? We don't have multiple entries. So maybe we go add another entry. All right, let's do another entry. Let's do IWP2. Let's go media this time. Let's put in some gobbledygook. Let's put in a website. Submit. Okay, so now in the entries, we've got 2, and we should be able to, in a view, display these. Let's refresh this screen, which should be our multiple entries. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back here. So you add your fields, you create your view, did a list view, configuring multiple entries layout. To get started, we scroll down to the, all right, let's just follow some instructions. Okay, that's the front end view. Okay, let's edit this. Oh. Shortcode. Shortcode. Is that any different? Let's go to. All right, let's do let's drop a block in here. So / and then let's type in shortcode. Bring up that block. Let's drop in our shortcode. Publish this page. And let's view this on the front end. Okay, so that is the same thing. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, let's edit our view. Let's just follow some instructions that they give us here. Configuring the multiple entries layout. It's the main directory page. To get started, scroll down to the entry fields. Okay, so entry fields right here. All right. Go down to the entries field selection. We'll add, okay, so we need to add our information. So we're going to add business name. Okay, so we're just selecting our fields. And then we'll do business description, and then we'll do website. Okay, let's update, refresh. There are 2 unapproved entries that are not being shown. Okay. Let's go to Gravity Forms and entries, and let's approve these. So I'm going to select all, and then bulk actions. Approve. Okay, so GravityView has a, okay, that's cool. So we're going to approve this to be viewed with GravityView. Approve, apply, boom. Okay, refresh. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. So this is the multiple view list view. And again, this is really ugly because I haven't dug in. Okay, so then if we go to the other layout, single entry layout, that would be, we could go to can we click on these? I'm not sure how to view the individual listings. Okay, that's for the form. Okay. Preview. Nope. Okay, so let's go back here and single. So we're back in GravityView, single entry layout. Probably need to add some stuff, right? So let's go under listing title. Let's add business name. Save. I just don't know how to view this stuff. View the actual single page. All right, let's just continue on here. So configure up configure this as you want. Obviously, the multiple entries layout. Configure that as you want. Now I've moved on to the single layout. Just a quick and dirty. See how to get this to work. So reading instructions again. The configuring the single entry layout allows you to view more information about a particular listing. This is the page that users will go to when they click on the view details link at the bottom right of a listing. Okay, so it seems like something is missing from here. Like you should be able to click on some sort of a link. So let me go back here, view details. Okay. I'm going to go back here to the multiple entries layout. I'm going to see if there's a view entries option. Bottom widgets. So is there an ability to add page links? No. Okay, so I am back here trying to figure this out. I don't know how to get that view details in there. All right, maybe if I go back and follow their actual instructions for list view. Changing the type will reset your field configuration. Okay, let's just try this again with what they said. So we're going to do business name, and we'll do business description. Okay. Now, where do we say we've got the search bar at the top? I would think it's at the bottom here. Page links, add a widget. Links to multiple Yeah, I just not sure. Let's go ahead and save that. Here we go. Note, no fields link to a single entry layout. Here we go. Learn how to link to a single entry. That's what we're missing. Linking to a single entry, configuring an existing field to link through to the single entry. Okay, oh, there we go. Now check, okay. These fields will be shown for each entry. Now check the box that says link to single entry. If you don't see this checkbox, it may be because the field does not support this feature. Okay, so we should be, according to this, able to go back into our multiple entries layout, select the field. There we go, link to single entry. You can open in a light box or open in a new tab or window. We'll go ahead and just leave the default. There's no save button, so I assume that saves. Yeah. Okay, so let's update that. Okay, now let's go back and see. Let's refresh this. Now when I refresh this, this should link to the actual listing. There we go. So that created that link. There we go. That is our single listing. So let's go back over here to the single entry layout. All I put into that layout was the name. So we can add another field. We can do business description. We can do website. Now let's go ahead and update that. Refresh. Very, very cool. And then let's go back here to edit entry layout. I'm not sure what this is for. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the instructions here, and I think we're going to get close to wrapping this up. Okay. Just trying to think. There's probably nothing else I really need to show here. So we've created a form in Gravity Forms, or we've shown how to import a pre-made form for GravityView, which is a super, very nice touch, guys. Very, very nice touch. And then we've configured the multiple entries. We've added a couple entries. We've done multiple entries layout. Very, very, I mean, most basic you can possibly do. We've done the single entry layout, again, as basic as you could possibly do. And then you can configure the view settings. That looks like what this entry, edit entry layout is for. So you've got all kinds of options here. Let's run through these, I guess, before we wrap this up. So view settings, how to display the images, show only approved entries, show entries to all entries to administrators, enable, so they've got some caching built in. Under multiple entries, you can do some pagination, hiding empty fields. What happens if there's no entries? What's the no entries message look like? What's the no results message look like? This is all familiar. If you've ever built like a directory, this is all very familiar stuff. Single entry title. When viewing a single entry, change the title of the page. Okay, so you can change the page title. Just all kinds of things that you can set in here. It's highly, highly powerful. Like I am super, and I'm not just saying that, I'm super intrigued about building a directory with this. I currently build all my directories with a theme, but this is definitely intriguing. So you got to upgrade to get the map stuff, the data tables, ratings and reviews. It looks like it's an upgrade there. So they've got Google Maps integration. I mean, there's just there's so much stuff to this. But again, I'll remind you, this is a first look video. I've never seen any of these solutions, but in record time, you can create a very basic, very basic. This is like the list view. I mean, you can build probably, I'm 100% sure that I could in very little time, now that I know the basics, get in here and create a like 2-column layout with boxes and all of that stuff that are responsive and adjust to screen sizes and style all of this up. I'm not sure what the options are for styling. That would be a good question. So here's the main, let's start here at the very beginning. Okay, this is good before we wrap this up. So we've got our licensing information. We've got all of the other different plugins that they've got available to extend all of this stuff. I'm glad I didn't miss this in this video. They've got all kinds of, so extensions and plugins. So really just go nuts with all of this. It's super, super powerful and exciting. All right, let's go to settings. So general settings here, anything in particular I want to point out? If you want to become a beta tester, you can do that. Okay, let's go under support. So we've got some, so this just takes you down the page. Okay, so it's all the same stuff in there. Okay, if we expand GravityView, we then get stuff with the REST API, dynamic widget placement, caching, permission, and then permissions. So like moderation, looks like you can set custom permalinks, which is very important. Okay, then that's all the same stuff in there. Actually, let's go back. I saw another menu. So this Gravity Kit menu. Okay, no, we did that. Okay, let's go back. We'll go to all views. So these are all of those views. Create a new view, get started. So we've got a nice video here introducing you to that, like a nice change log there to easily access. If you want to grant support access to their team, okay, they give you some information on how to do that. So extremely, extremely excited about this. If we go over to their demos, okay, so here we go. So here's all the demos. They've got a ton. I looked at these before hitting record. What is this? Is this a test out all the tools? Okay, so try out everything free for 7 days. That's cool. I didn't see that before. Okay, so here's all of the live demos you can see. And I actually didn't even know they were live. So if we go to business directory, it'd be good to show this stuff, right? Because I didn't do a good job of showing, I didn't show a finished product really, other than something super basic. So this is what really cool. So they show you exactly the kind of stuff that you can build with it. Now here's those links that we were playing with. If you want to click into the single view, and then you can see a single view there. Super, super cool. Let's go back here. Let's look at one more, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. So let's do member directory. Let's click into one of these people here. Okay, so that's the lightbox, view profile. And that shows us like the single listing, if you will. All right, guys, I'm gonna get us out of here. Very, very cool Gravity Kit team. Super pumped about this one for a lot of reasons. But yeah, go check out GravityView, and don't forget influencewp.com/deals and get your exclusive GravityView discount. All right. Hope all's well, and see y'all in the next video.